Hi, welcome back to Comic Book Gallery. I'm your host, Joaquin. How we doing, people? I really had to step back to film so you guys could see the whole picture. So, if you go back to my playlist, back in the 1990s, if you look at my playlist, it's a portfolio from the 90s. You'll see that I did a lot of pastels work and drawings, and I still love working with pastels. And I had a homework assignment when I was going to the Academy of Arts, and we had to do a drawing that was personal. So I entitled this piece Holding History. I had recently, within the past few years of making this initial drawing, had went to Mexico City, and I was at Tenochtitlan, which is the city of the gods. And I went to the Temple of the Moon, and so I brought back all these statues. So I was looking around my apartment, and I was like, oh, well, what am I really into? I'm like, oh, I'm into Dungeons and Dragons, but what really means a lot to me? I was like, oh, my history. I've always enjoyed not only my history or my people's history, but other cultures' history too. So I picked this piece up, and the statue is probably about at least, I'll say about a foot, about 18 inches tall, give or take, 12 to 15 at least. And I held this in my hand while I sketched it out and did my best to put in some detail work as much as I could, because the moment I would have put it down, then I wouldn't be able to get the angle that I want to get. So this painting is based off of that pastel work. And I haven't even begun to put the details. In fact, when I was up there in Vegas, I actually saw a statue and I was happy to get it. And I want to start it. I want to bring back my stuff and be able to finish off this painting. Which brings me to the main point of showing you this, is that as artists, you shouldn't get behind on projects. And even if it means putting in the work when you don't want to put in the work, you need to complete what you started. And another example of that, I'll show real quick, and then I'll go back to this painting. For those of you who are new to my channel, hello. If you're kind of confused, you're like, hey, this is Comic Book Gallery. I thought this was supposed to be about comic books. Well, Comic Book Gallery is the name of my business. So it's Comic Book Gallery, a different way of looking at art. So on Thursdays is Sketchbook Thursday. And Monday through Friday is comic book related material. Saturday is Magic the Gathering content, because I'm into the game. And Sunday, I'm currently working on a project, and it's involving RPG games. So I'm currently doing Dungeons and Dragons. And sorry about last Sunday. I had filmed it and then hit the publish, and I thought it had published it, and then I went to sleep. And when I woke up, it didn't. So you'll see the conclusion this Sunday. For those of you who watch that channel, appreciate it. So, back to this. So, I have this painting, and then there is, show this one, which I entitled Cable with a Tan. So, that's the picture I just did for fun, because I wanted to mess around and start learning how to blend and put in shadows. So, I'm going to go back, and I'm not going to fix up that much. I'm gonna leave the painting as is, in a sense. I just need to blend all this out and add in the detail, and then I'm pretty much done. I mean, this is something I did a long time ago, and it is what it is. But, Cable with a tan. That's why he looks so angry. But back to this piece, and why this piece is important to me. First of all, I love the composition on this piece. And for those of you who are not art students, you can still learn to appreciate art. So the composition, I'm holding this statue And I need to fix this. Because when I was going like this, I don't know how, okay, so see this right here? I need to bring this out in the painting. I need to bring this out, sorry, because, and then I need to, right here, I need to show that more, where it's not just a straight line. And as you can see, I was starting to show my veins a little bit. Like, rrr, rrr. Jeffrey should appreciate that. That's my Hulk impression. So if he catches the channel, what's up, my brother? So I'm going to further add all the details that I can and spend a lot of time pulling out little details, because there are so many inscriptions up and down, a lot more detail. For whatever reason, this is a symbol that looks similar to a turkey, and that was on the statue. There's going to be other, and then on the pastel work that I had done, I had all these little Aztec spirits coming out, so I'm going to do that too. And I think this could be a cool piece to show, you know, to have, like, especially if you're into Mexican culture or Spanish culture or Central American, and you like that style of paintings and art, you know, I could see a collector picking up this piece, because you're not going to see this style in the sense of somebody holding this particular statue in their hand and having it glow like that. So I like the colors, like even a little expression on the statue's face. And I don't know what more I could really do to it besides putting the spirits like I described. If I were to show a background, I thought about maybe actually putting a temple behind the background, but that was back in the days when I was into drawing more like Aztec scenes. And now I'm thinking about maybe going back and starting to look at important moments in different histories and just painting them. But it doesn't even have to be like that important. Like maybe I'm just picking a certain time. Like I could pick the Old West and paint a bar with saloon girls, or I could paint the temple, the city of the gods, and show the river and just show a peaceful scene. You're like, Joaquin, correct me if I remember my history wrong, but weren't the Aztecs going around conquering and enslaving everybody and human sacrifices? Yeah, but when they weren't doing that, they were building temples. So I do enjoy what they built, you know. And they were a mighty empire at one point before the Spanish conquered them. And I thought I would just make this painting. At first I made it for myself, but at one point I was thinking about making this into a series, as I was talking about, and maybe showing more of like the Mayans who are still around today, and the descendants of the Incas who are still around in Central America and certain parts of Mexico too, to show their culture and just to help you remember who you are or where your people came from. And now I'm here in the States, and now I'm enjoying everybody's culture. And by the way, I gotta say that while I was living in Vegas, I really did take advantage of all the different restaurants. That's probably one of my favorite parts of living in Vegas, was the entertainment and the food and all the art shows and artists that would flock to that place. So that'll do it, people. Just thought I'd show you a painting that I started and had an idea to make a show for this. And I wanted to have at least 10 pieces. And, you know, maybe I was going to show, I thought at one point I was also going to do like a little kid with a sombrero playing a guitar in a plaza, and then in the background you see some mariachis, and he's kind of like emulating them. You know, just simple stuff like that. Just cool pieces of your culture. And that's it, people. I hope you guys are having a good night. I hope you enjoyed this video, and take care.